Howdy do, everybody. Howdy do. We got a couple packages open. And my wife is busy eating, and my middle daughter is here with her little dog, Siobhan. And if Siobhan will come in here sometime, we'll get a look at her. She's kind of like a rat terrier crossed with a toy terrier, whatever. Hey, David, hold up a second. Good thing you got here because I am just going to turn you blue, just like that. So you're the first one in. Hey, Steve looking for silver. How are you doing? I got a couple of small packages open, just small one here. And this one I had already opened because this one came from Spray Can, I think. I believe so. Anyway, there's some stuff in here really want you to look at. I got lucky on one of his stream, and I won a couple of different giveaways. And one is a coin that I was really looking for. It is one of the new 2026 quarters. Let's see if I can get some light on this a little bit. I don't know. Come on, light. Let's go this way, maybe. There. And that's a Philly. Now I got to get to Denver. I got to get the Denver quarter because I have this little thingamabobber here that takes 5 of the new quarters, but I have 2 of these, and it's a Philly and a Denver. So if I add this one, I don't know what the other 2 are, and then I'm sure this is for a dime up here, but I'm going to fill this card up yet. Yeah. So this that quarter right there is going to go in that book. Come on, you. That quarter right there is going to go on that card. What do you think of that? Oh, Melissa, hold up a second. I got to turn you blue. Hold up a second. Gotcha. All right. You should be blue now. Sitting at the bar doing karaoke. Really? That's what you do in your off time, huh? I was listening to a couple of YouTube videos, and I didn't see anything going on, so I decided I'd come up and just share what I got, these 2 packages. But yeah, that new quarter, that one is a Philly. So now I'm looking for I actually want to see what I want to get the Denver too now. I'm kind of, I don't know, looking at this stuff from all of the this year from the 250th anniversary, and that came in this little package right here, and it was packed full of goodies. Now we're there. Okay, everything is in here. I got so much stuff you wouldn't believe it. I did get a 2026 nickel. I have several of those. The new nickels. Oh man, this thing doesn't really want to show anything, does it? I got a couple of those, and they're sitting up here. I don't really collect nickels, so I think I'm gonna probably give those away. But I got a where is that? Here it is. There was something shaped different, and I couldn't figure out what it was until I opened it. But look at that. Look at that rock. That's a nice rock, buddy. That's a nice rock. Goes up here on my little stand with all the rest of my rocks. I got some pretty nice rocks up there. Pretty nice rocks. I wonder how come I don't have as much light as I normally have. I don't understand. All right, and then I have a whole bunch of currency here, all from Indonesia. I got a 1 baht. I don't know what they have. Satu Sen. I don't know what that is, but I got one of those. I mean, they're kind of neat. I got a 1. I got a 5. Ooh, a King David sling. 58 inches? Holy crap. There's the 5. I mean, they're nice looking bills, and very nice and crisp too. Let me see. I got to read chat here. Maybe we'll turn the light like this a little bit. A King David sling. Really? Is it all leather or just a leather pouch? Yeah, I don't know. He likes the polish rock, so. And I had a choice of rocks, so. And there's the 25, and I don't know if these are baht or what they are. I mean, they're nice and crisp too. Now, not only the 1, 5, and 25, but I got a 100 note. Escudos, Mozambique. Banco de Moçambique. Now, that's a nice looking bill. Very nice and crisp. And not only that, but a nice silver certificate. See if there we go. Now, it's been well loved. It's been well loved, but I'll take it because it's silver. Now, what year is this one? I was trying to figure out what year this was, and I think it is and I got to get the old eyes out here. I was looking and I couldn't find a date. 1957, 57B. So, yeah. I mean, one I won in a duck race, one I won in a golf. That was a good little package of stuff there. Plus the quarter, plus the nickel, plus the rock. That's some nice stuff there. T. Troy. I don't want to give the real name, so I won't. But and this one, MSMS from Tomball, Texas. Who is MSMS? I can't. You won 6 knives in a giveaway? Really? Who was that? Whose channel was that on? Was that on? Oh, I didn't know that, Melissa. Mozambique is one of the places where the nice garnets come from. I did not know that. Oh, paracord and leather, or just is the pouch made out of paracord too, David? Ah, cool. Whose channel did you get them on? or was that whatnot? Yes, a pouch as well. Okay, I am going to have to look. I have a paracord book, a thick book of projects to do with paracord. I'm gonna have to look and see if they have a David sling in there. Hey, Shroom Day, I'm getting it. I'm getting your little stand done. I'm getting the hole drilled out now to put the base of the mushroom in. I just have to figure out which direction I want to lean it or whatever. But it's coming along. It's coming along. Juvan's Knife Flicks. Okay. Hadn't heard of that one. Juvan's Knife Flicks. Nice. Nice. Are they, did you get folders or are they fixed or you don't know? Or are they pocket knives? See, I carry a folder in my pocket a lot of times, but I'm a fixed blade guy. I like fixed blades a lot. And while you're here, as a matter of fact, let me go get a couple blades just to show you. Just to show you. And one back here for you. And one over here, or two over here, actually. In this case, uh-oh. The SKS was falling down. We cannot allow an SKS to fall down. All right, everybody knows I like cold steel knives. Everybody knows I like them. But here you go. Here's a Yarborough knife. Let's see if I got enough light so that you can see the name on this thing. Wow. This really sucks, doesn't it? Yeah, it's a Yarborough knife. And this is given to Special Forces graduates. Nice knife. Paracord lanyard and whole bit. And then I have this cold steel. It's a Master Hunter. And you can see it's a cold steel. I like them. I like cold steels. This is shape, size, hand blade that I like more often than not. That's what I like. This knife, yeah, okay, as a combat knife, yeah, I can dig and do whatever. But as far as skin and gutting, slitting, I like this. I just wish this crate and handle was a little bit more textured, because when you get cold deer fat in here and blood when you're gutting or skinning, then it starts to become slippery and you have to stop and clean it. But the handle's not bad. It's not bad. It's just I wish it was a little bit more dimpled, I guess. And then my prize, the one I love the most, is my cold steel Tanto, Magnum Tanto. Yeah, almost can't get it in the picture, can I? Have to come back here. That's a blade. That is a blade. I like that. All right, those are the knives. Enough knives for tonight. I got a lot more knives, but sometimes I have to dig them all out and bring them up. I did that once. I should do that again. Yeah, I like those knives. I really do like them a lot. Cold steel makes some of the best knives, I think. But I don't know if they're made in the United States anymore. Let's see here. I'm going to try and go this way. I'm going to try and go this way. Yeah, I went that way. Let's see if I can go that way on the other side. Yeah, might be able to go that way on the other side. Yeah, just like that. Now let's see if we can open this thing up. Yep. She's open. I felt something in there too. I don't know what's in there, but MSMS. Who is MSMS? Oh. Ah, I know. Mad Stacker. That's who. Mad Stacker. That's it. Nothing else in there. Okay. You know how I know it's Mad Stacker? I got another Lay Jesus. Everybody needs a little Jesus in their life. There you go. Why he puts his initials on there twice, I don't know. But yes, I have this thing right here. I don't know what be in here. I know I won something, but I don't sure. I'm looking forward to the benefit too. Hey, JJ. No commands on caches. Yeah, well, you know what, Shroom Day? I don't do fidget spinners, but I will probably be bidding on some of those. Okay, that was another one inside the other one. What does this say? 2015 Maple. Okay, that makes sense, doesn't it? Me and a maple. There you go. Just a maple leaf and a little Jesus. Come on, focus, you critter. Wow. That thing really doesn't want to focus tonight. All right, come on, you. There, finally. Yes, and there's a 2015. Okay, very nice. All right, that's what we got. Little Jesus to go with my maple leaf. And we got a nice rock. Yeah, baby. And some foreign currency that's really nice. And a silver certificate, too. So, yeah, I'm feeling fortunate tonight. I'm feeling real fortunate. That currency, that's Mozambique. Yeah, I don't know. But that's neat. Anyway, today, what I do today? Well, I had to run to my friend Dave's. Dave has a steel dealership where I buy a lot of my steel equipment from: chainsaws, blowers, weed eaters, weed trimmers, all of that stuff. And I'm 70 this year in a few days, and Dave is 69, and he's been repairing lawnmowers and snow blowers and chainsaws and shit since he got out of high school in 1975. And I went Army, school, Army again, worked for the government for 26 years, working on stuff, and he had his own business. And when I finally moved back here 25 years ago, about 25 years ago, I started going to his place again. Well, come November of this year, he is retiring. He is quitting. Now, where do I get my stuff worked on? Where do I get my chainsaw chains sharpened? I'll have to do them myself. I can do them myself. I got equipment out here. I just don't want to buy chain in bulk, have to make new chain or sharpen chain. I don't want to have to do that. But now I'm going to have to, because other than that, the only place that works on steel stuff or self chain or any of that stuff is 45 minutes away. I have to drive 45 minutes over there, 45 minutes back to drop off a chainsaw or to get chain sharpened. So I'm going to have to start doing all of that stuff myself. I'm going to have to start doing air filters, gas filters, changing carburetors or putting carburetor kits in. I'm going to have to start doing all that stuff myself. And it's not that I can't, it's just that I don't want to because I don't have enough time to do that shit. But Dave says there's no young guy, no young person that wants to take over his shop, even if he could do it right there. And he's already got the inventory and the machinery to do all the work on stuff. He can't find anybody that wants to do it. So he's just going to close it. Use the drive-in portion for his other stuff he's got to work on. And he's selling all the inventory. That's parts and machines and everything. New machines can probably go back to steel. I don't know, maybe. But he said he's just going to sell everything online. So the whole inventory. Oh, thank you, Shroom Day. Thank you very much. I'm just not saying anything. Just not saying anything this year. And I don't know, because last year I had a birthday give to the Special Forces Association, and I had a goal of $400, and we met that. And we donated $400 to Special Forces Association. This year, I'm not sure I want to do it. Maybe I will, maybe I won't. I don't know. Or I could do it to. Thank you, David. Thank you. Maybe I could do it for St. Jude's. That might be a good one this year. I don't know, because that's all I donate to is either the WWP, St. Jude's, the Special Forces Association, and that's about it, man. I really don't donate to anything else other than that. Wigs for Kids. I donate my hair when it gets long enough, so I donate my hair to Wigs for Kids. But other than that, really. Yep, Shriners Hospital and WWP. Yeah. Yeah, I would too. If I could do more, I would. But like this year, I had to a couple of unexpected bills. My youngest daughter had to redo the foundation under her house, had to get that strengthened. So I lent her the money to do that. A couple people wanted to sell their silver for some stupid reason. And, I always say, don't sell your silver. You bought it as an investment and a savings account. Don't sell it if you don't have to. Use it as collateral and take out a loan against your silver. If anybody will do that for you, other than selling it. And I bought silver from 3 different people this year. And I'm supposed to go look at a neighbor's silver. He said his dad had it in the safe. He hasn't opened up the safe in years. And there's all kinds of, like a presidential dollar collection. He doesn't know what it's worth. And my brother's trying to put together a presidential dollar collection. So maybe I can set those two up. But if there's any silver in there, then yeah, I might take a look at it. But other than that, I'm not going to. And I know you saw my fingers. Yes, I did wash. Yes, soap, water, brush. But what I did today, I had to run to Dave's to get more chains for my chainsaws, of course. New ones, because the used ones I don't have that many. I have 2 saws. I have an MS-250 and I have a Farm Boss. I think it's a 271, not sure. But it's a 20-inch bar. I use that for big stuff. I don't use anything bigger than that. That 250, I can put a 16-inch bar on or 18-inch bar, depending. Normally it's an 18-inch bar, but if I'm doing limbs or something like that, I'll throw a 16-inch bar on. But I had to go over and get chain, and he told me about the news about him retiring and all that, and that's when I had to find another place to go. But what I did today was I moved a wagon. I have a old grain wagon that as I'm splitting wood, I throw it on the wagon, and then we can move it over to the shed, and I can throw that in the shed and stack it after that. But or I can leave it on piles. I can leave the split stuff on piles and take tractor and loader over there, with a big bucket on a loader and load that up as much as it'll take and drive it over to the shed, dump it. And so either way, you got to handle the wood 2 or 3 different times. And I was just getting down, I have shown on a thumbnail that pile of oak that was sitting out back here. I had 2 piles end to end of oak logs that have been sitting there for about 12 years now, 13 years, and some nice stuff too. And the hardwood you can leave set that long because it doesn't rot that fast. The softer wood like soft maple and cottonwood and that kind of stuff, you have to use up right away. And I had it almost down. I had like 6 logs left on the ground level, so I got to dig them out of the dirt with my forks. But I have all the other logs that were on top of those 2 piles are cut into length now. So all I have to do is lift them on the splitter and split them. But my brother called. He worked for the County Conservation Commission, and they're redoing a park up at Otranto. I know you don't know where that's at, but they're redoing that park. So they're taking down trees. They're putting in new camping sites with electrical and water, and new roads in there, a new boat ramp. They're taking the old dam out and making that free flowing again. And so there won't be much boating there, I can see, but might be kayaking. Anyway, he called me and said, "Do you want some black walnut for firewood?" Well, hell yes, I want some black walnut for firewood. He said, "Well, hook up your trailer, get your ass up here." The loggers have already been there. The guys that were subcontracted to take down the trees, yes, they took them down, and they took all the saw logs. So don't get me wrong. This is all tops. This is stuff that won't go on a sawmill. Let the mushrooms eat it. Yeah, I can do that in the woods, but when they're redoing a park like that, all they're going to do is push it in a pile and burn it. That's all they're going to do. And there's no sense seeing hardwood just being burned like that. So I went over, got a trailer load, and I'm talking a 16-foot car trailer loaded to the gills and chained down, brought it home. And my brother loads it with a backhoe with a clamp on it, and he loads it so he can load it up pretty good. And when I get it home, I don't have anything to unload it with, so I have to cut it into length as I unload, cut, unload, cut, unload. I got one of those done yesterday, and then I went over and got a second load, and I started on it, but it's still sitting out there. What I did was decided to mow grass. I had to mow lawn, and I was tired of cutting, and throwing that stuff. So I mowed the lawn for a few hours, and then I went to splitting. I split some wood. I split about a third of that wagon load, and I hauled that wagon load over there yesterday, and I unloaded it today, and I hauled the wagon back. And I have 2 splitters out there. I can work both sides of the pile. So, yeah, you can inoculate your firewood, sure. I have mushrooms growing on the oak that was laying out there. Not the mushrooms I want to eat, but there were shrooms growing on it. Yeah, so I know you can absolutely inoculate that stuff. But I don't want to sit outside. It was going to be firewood. I want to cut up, split, and put in the shed on pallets off the ground. And where there's air, and I got fans in there, airflow going through, open up the doors, and airflow dry that wood out. Now all this oak is dry. It's 12 to 15 years dry laying there. So it ain't going to take much to dry that out to burn it. But all this walnut, black walnut, and there was one cherry log in there too that was pretty nice. It was short. It was only like 6 foot long. So it wasn't good for saw lumber. But if anybody likes to smoke with cherry, I got a whole trailer load of cherry wood split. If anybody likes to smoke, there was a place in town called a Piggyback Smoke Shack, and that's all he smoked with was cherry wood. And I sold him 2 or 3 loads of cherry wood, and I had this other load on the trailer for him, and now he quit. He's retired too. So I'm just going to burn it. It's going in the furnace. Yeah, there's pheasant backs growing everywhere. Yellow oysters are not indigenous. They are rapidly spreading and taking over the upper Midwest and Midwest. Here we had white oysters and we had pink oysters. And now we got a lot of yellows. So they're taking over. What are you smoking right now? Yeah, yellow oysters are parasitic. They're non-native. I think they got released from a place that was growing them. But shaggy manes, you know what? And I call them lawyer's wigs. They're the same thing. But they're an inky cap mushroom. They're a nice size mushroom, but they're an inky cap, long cap. You have to pick them and eat them the same day. Otherwise, they just dissolve into an inky black liquidy mess. So they're okay. I can't say they're exceptional as far as taste goes. They're pretty flat tasting. But yes, you can definitely eat them. Why not? Why not, Shroom Day? I didn't know there was a prohibition against drinking or eating certain mushrooms. Now, I've only found real beefsteak mushrooms one time. And you get sick of that, you drink and eat inky caps. Well, I didn't know that. I did not know that. I learn something new every day. Uh-oh. Siobhan, are you up here? Did I see you? I thought I saw her, but she back there? Nope. She's not back there. Oh well. Maybe she'll come upstairs. She's a good dog. She's her face looks like a toy American Terrier, but she's got rat terrier in her. She's got all kind of terrier in her. And she's a good dog too. Real good dog. She'd make a good hunter, I think. If she was raised out here, she would. But it's my daughter's dog, and she has her in town. She just completed a canine obedience classes, and she's a multi-level obedience dog. Really good. She's real good, man. And that's pretty good for a terrier. Okay, now it's a true Shaggy Man. A clone to a Shaggy Man. It was a clone. I have never seen a clone to a Shaggy Man. Well, anyway, there was one year where I found a real beefsteak, not they call them elephant ears, beefsteak. One real one, but I never knew that they have a toxin in them. So if you eat a lot, it gets stored in your liver, and if you eat a lot of them, they will make you sick. I did not know that. Look-alike you're talking about. I have never seen a look-alike Shaggy Mane or Lawyer's Weight. I can't remember ever seeing one, but there's a lot of mushrooms I don't get to see right here in northern Iowa. I have found in that beefsteak that was in southern Iowa. I found that one, and I have found chanterelles up here. 1 year, chanterelles, and that year there are all kinds of false chanterelles up here also. Just that 1 year, I don't know why. And 2 years in a row, we had shaggy manes everywhere, everywhere, even out on my lawn. And yeah, we collected a bunch of them and we ate them. And I can honestly say I didn't particularly care for them. They weren't bad. They just weren't good. I've eaten giant puffballs. Haven't eaten the pear-shaped puffballs, but I don't see them up here much. What are some other ones that we don't see up here a lot of? We had all kinds of oysters, all kinds of pheasantbacks, all kinds of chicken in the woods, all kinds of hen of the woods or sheep's head. I call it sheep's head. Where's some of the other ones we get up here? Morels, of course, little grays and large whites. And one year we had giant morels. I mean, they were as big as a beer can, that big around and that tall. A 16-ounce beer can. They were that big. 1 year I saw those. Otherwise, it's just regular yellows and regular grays. I'm just trying to think, but that's about all we get up here. Yeah, it, Iowa has medicinal only, but whatever. Puffballs are great for what? Muscle shell. You can't dehydrate them because you can't rehydrate them. They won't take liquid at all. You can coat them with egg, roll them in cracker crumbs, fry them up, but you can't preserve them in any way, shape, or form unless you dry them and then powder them and then use them that way. Hey, Shroom Day. For recreational, but I bet you can get yourself a card. I bet you can get yourself a medical card for it. I'm just betting. I wonder, did I bring a water in here? Yeah, I did. Good thing I got some water here too, because I'm about out of coffee. And then, yeah, I was telling you about what we did today. I got all that stuff done with the wood. I was going to split some. I just got done unloading that wagon of wood. Then my brother showed up, and he had said he was going to come over today because I got some welding for him to do. And he welds all the time. I mean, that's what he used to do before he went to work for Conservation Commission. He worked for a place called A to Z Drying, and he was a maintenance supervisor. And so I had him come over and do some welding for me because I needed some done. And then once we got done with that and I put everything away, that was it for me. I was beat. Yep, that's what'll happen. You could plan a little yourself. If you got a place, you walk along a trail or something, you could magically drop some seeds and out in the woods somewhere. Just a few plants. Nobody knows they're there. Nobody's looking for them. I do that out here. We got lots of. I'm a big believer in agricultural hemp. I think agricultural hemp should be used for ethanol instead of corn. It's a better biofuel, and you get 2 crops a year. Well, corn, you only get 1. And it's good for the soil, as opposed to corn, where you have to put so much inputs into the soil in order for the shit to grow. AG can back me up on this. The seed has become so hybridized that it won't grow without massive fertilizer inputs on the ground because it's so hard on the ground. The same thing with soybeans. It used to be that you would rotate crop. Soybean on corn 1 year, put nitrogen back in, and then corn over on the soybean side that already had nitrogen. But now you see a lot of corn on corn. I don't see much soybean on soybean, but you see corn on soybean or corn on corn. And that takes a massive fertilizer input to help that shit grow. Because the ground just doesn't have it. Ground, dirt can become worn out. You remember back in the day when you used to have corn in the field? I don't know, maybe you guys don't know that, but there used to be a lot of weeds in between the rows, and that's where the pheasants live. That's where the quail and the partridge live, in between those rows of corn. The corn, because they had protection from overhead, but they had nesting material down below. And now all the weeds have killed off. There's just bare soil other than what corn or beans. That's it. There's no weeds at all. And they've killed the soil, basically. Those weeds were there for a purpose. It killed all the milkweeds, and that's what monarch caterpillars eat. I won't cut down a milkweed. I'll mow around it. If they're growing in the yard or on the edge of the field or the grove, I'll just mow around them. I'll make a patch for the milkweeds to grow. I won't mow them over. I should probably go out and take pictures of that and post them. But I can show you the milkweed plant where the caterpillar is just eating the leaves off. It's amazing. And we used to be on a butterfly migration route right here. There was a time when that my North Grove out here, and that's 100 yards wide, 125 yards wide. Maybe on that north end of the grove is all pine trees. On the west side too. But on the north side used to be just covered in monarchs. When they migrated, it just covered the trees. You could walk out there and they'd hit you in the face. They were all over the place. Now, if you got a couple hundred of them, you'd be lucky. So I don't agree with today's farming practices at all. I don't agree with monoculture farming. I don't agree with it. It just I'm sorry, we're fucking up the earth. But nothing I can do about it. What happened to chat? Chat just died. Just died. Are you guys done? There's good things about Massachusetts. I don't know about the politics, but okay. We'll see you, Shroom Day. Love you, buddy. We'll see you. Yes, monoculture farming is horrific. I think so. But, and I live in farm country. You know, that's how these guys make their living up here. But I just don't believe in it all. I see too many things, residual side effects that happen because of it. Now, with all the weeds taken out of the crop fields, and the only weeds you have are CRP ground or in the ditches, and that's where your pheasants are nesting. That's where everything's nesting. Um, that's where a lot of wildlife getting hit on the road. But I've noticed that mice, um, there are fewer and fewer and fewer mice. And what they've done with a lot of these old building sites, there used to be a house there back in the early 1900s, have fallen down, and they bulldozed it and farmed it right over. Well, a lot of those old barns and houses had spotted skunks. I don't know if you guys all know what spotted skunks are. I call them civet cats, but it's smaller than a striped skunk, but it's spotted, and that's its primary habitat was those old abandoned uh, barns and farm places and stuff. And they're primarily they eat rodents, a lot of rodents. And with the rodents going downhill, we used to trap spotted skunks all the time, along with striped skunks. And now spotted skunks are protected in Iowa. Why? Because the population has dropped so drastically. Why? Because of monocultural farming and uh, taking the ground, the nesting and um, habitat away from those animals. Used to be pheasants galore up here. I mean, we would rival South Dakota in the number of pheasants that were here. We had people come from all over to hunt pheasants here. Now you'd be lucky. I have a flock down here on the north draw because I have grass in there and I planted trees, but they're not very big yet. And I have probably 12 hens and 3, 4 roosters that I see back and forth across the road. This spring, the roosters were fighting in the middle of the road like the dumb shits do all the time. Um, and I know I have that many pheasants there. And they sneak off because there's a big CRP field that borders our north draw on the north. And so those pheasants have all that ground to nest in. So it's not a bad thing for them. I do have a flock of about 15, 16 pheasants out there. I saw some little ones, this big, run across the road. So I know nesting was pretty good. I haven't seen any little turkey chicks yet, but I'm sure pretty soon we'll see them. But I haven't been down in the field for a while. There's one log I got cut across the driveway down there. But yeah, I'll get that done here one of these days. It's a big log too. I'm talking big honker that fell down across one of the driveways. So I gotta clean that up. But I could take a tractor down there and just push it out of the way, but I can't see doing that either. All right. Well, we had fun. We had fun. Worked my ass off today. Got some shit done. Got some packages open. Got some knives showing. This handle is actually a little small for me, but there's another knife. But they have to, right here. It was this one. You see that? Special Force Association, the Devil's Brigade chapter, was selling this knife, the V42 Stiletto, and it's an accurate reproduction. And I can read this to you. You know, you're talking a retail price of $549 for this knife. For this knife, made exclusively by Case, according to General Robert T. Frederick's own design, and carried into World War II by the 1st Special Service Force, which he commanded. The Montana chapter is now proudly offered the highly anticipated V42 Stiletto recreation, made only where a faithfully true V42 could be made in America by Case. And I called the guy. I said, I want one. And he said, we're out, but we're going to do another run. And he said, if you want to put your name on the list, then you'll be one of the first ones to get one. I said, put my name on the list, please. So he did. So I will have, I'm not a big stiletto fan, but anything 1st Special Service Force, this boy collects. I have one coin from all of the 1st Special Service Force coins that the Canadian Mint put out. It's a 2021 1/4 ounce gold coin. If anybody knows where it's at, let me know. I want to buy it. That's the only one I'm missing out of the whole collection, out of my whole set. You got things taken care of, good deal. Yeah, I know, JJ. It used to be, it says it's all over, but you start taking away the habitat, and those animals will go away. It's just like used to be a lot of wetlands around here, little ponds and stuff that had water in them most of the year. Sometimes they would go dry, but most of the year they had water in. And if there's water in there all year, then the muskrats would eventually make their way into there, cut cattails, cut weeds, and they would make huts, and they'd live there all year if the water was deep enough so it wouldn't freeze all the way to the bottom. But now with agriculture the way it is, everybody wants every speck of farmable land drained, and they want it drained quick so they can get in the field and plant quick. So you get it out quick. I don't know. Anyway, all of that natural habitat, all that water got drained out of the fields, tiled out. Everything's tiled out down to the river, and where'd the muskrats go? You hear people talk about that in farm country. Muskrats are way down in population. You can still find them on the river, of course, in some of the larger creeks, but in smaller creeks that don't have much water in anymore, no. And what predator, land water predator preys on muskrats? Mink. So the mink population has fallen. Everything has secondary, tertiary side effects down the line, and people don't care. They don't realize, or they don't care. One or the other. Yeah, we got plenty of turkey. I mean, everybody thought turkeys were great. We reintroduced turkeys. Now we got turkey season. You can take one in the spring. You can take one in the fall. You can take a hen in the fall if you want. And the farmers bitch about them. They're eating all this. They're eating all that. I've watched guys out planting along the edge of the woods. Fucking turkeys would be in there scratching seed out right behind them. So even when you reintroduce something like turkeys, and we reintroduced turkeys, very successful here in Iowa. We reintroduced river otters, very successful in Iowa. But what do otters eat? fish. Well, we were told that they only eat bass. They only eat, or no, they only eat rough fish, carp and suckers and that kind of chubs. No, they eat good tasting fish like largemouth and smallmouth bass, which we used to have a lot of. We don't anymore. On the river right here behind me, 400 yards just to the west, running through that 80 acres of trees down there, I've caught 22-inch smallmouth out of that river. That's a Little Cedar River. It only starts right up over the border in Minnesota. It just starts up there. It runs right down through here. It goes down to Nashville, Iowa, and flows into the Big Cedar River, right down in Nashville, Iowa. So it's only at most 75 miles long. Used to have some nice fish in there. We don't anymore because we got otters that live out here. We trap them as much as we can, but you're not going to catch a 22-inch smallmouth down here anymore. I guarantee that. I guarantee it. I have that fish mounted outside in my, that's the biggest smallmouth I think I've ever caught. Yeah, those are the stupid ones along the road. Yeah. How many? I've seen more turkey killed alongside the road than I have pheasants for a number of years now. Oh, we got mink too. I'm just saying we don't have the numbers that we had. We don't have the same numbers of muskrats that we had. We have a very overpopulation of raccoon. And some people would say we have way too many possums, but I don't think you could ever have too many possums. Anybody who traps would say, yeah, we got too many possums, but because their fur is worthless, basically. Couple of bucks, that's it. A lot of guys just take them. You got fishers? JJ, you're in Pennsylvania and you got fishers? Well, maybe you do in the mountains. If you got fishers, you probably got marten then. Pine marten, because fishers will feed on pine marten. And squirrels, of course, but I'll be damned. Well, that's it for coffee. If I want more coffee, I have to make it myself. And so I'll probably have to make it myself. From Wyoming. Oh yeah, yeah, we have fur buyers. Yeah. We have one big one that comes from Illinois, and he comes out in a truck and buys. He does a circuit all around the Midwest, and you get his little map or his schedule where he's going to be closest to you and what day and what time. And you take your fur and go sell it. I don't know too many local fur buyers anymore, but hey, Tarragonso, local fur buyers anymore. We haven't had one here for 40 years probably. But I worked for one up in Minnesota, and he had 2 locations, but I worked on at his shop up in Wilmer for a couple of years, skinning, because that's what I do. I skin. Hey, Curtis, how are you doing, buddy? And I worked for one down in southern Iowa, do a fur company. He had a construction company in the summertime. And then in the winter, when there was no construction work, he bought fur. And that's how he kept his guys busy. Instead of putting them on unemployment for the winter for a couple of months, 3 months, he would buy fur and they would skin, haul fur, stretch fur, dry fur. But I don't know if he's still in business either. Because I think he was about the same age I was, maybe a little older. I tried to call him one time and I couldn't. All I got was voicemail. So I don't know, man. There are still fur buyers out there, but see what my brother does with a lot of his skunk and a lot of coyotes, because there's a group up here that coyote hunts, you know, and a group, and they'll shoot coyotes and they'll drop them off in his yard because he'll skin them. Well, he puts them up, stretches, dries, flesh, all that stuff, and he'll take them down to a tannery. We got a tannery down here, a little way south. He'll take them down there and have them tan, and then he'll sell tanned hides. Skunk is a big seller, believe it or not. A tan skunk hide is a big seller. Now the skunks with a nice broad white stripes, two of them all the way down their back, all the way up the tip of their tail, from their head all the way down the tip of their tail. Those bring good money from a fur buyer. But the ones that get stripes that kind of peter out in the back, or go 2.5 or 3/4 of the way, or salt and pepper tail, something like that, they don't bring as much money. So he'll tan those and then he'll sell those, because that's what he's retired. So he goes around to a lot of trappers conventions, swap meets, trap collectors, gun shows, and sets up table and he sells stuff. He fixes up old traps, he sells them. Bear traps, anything from a humongous bear trap down to mosquito trap. He collects mouse traps, especially mouse traps. He collects traps, all kinds of traps, every trap you can imagine. Every trap you can imagine. But that's what he does now. That's what you like. I guess that's what you can do. See, I got 2 fleshing boards out here in my shop that I used when I was working, skinning and putting stuff up. I would like to sell the boards now, and the knives that go with them, because I got fleshing knives that go with them. But you got to go around to all those things in order to get the right crowd in order to sell that stuff. So I said, I'm just going to bring him over to his place and let him carry him around. High in the mill. High in the mill. High in the mill. High in the mill. What is that, Saragonsu? Or Curtis, what is that? High in the mail. Mail? High in the mail. High in the mail. Are you high? Ah, shit. Hey, Muscle Shell. What does this remind you of? I still got one. Muscle Shell wanted me to send him something, so I sent him one of those. Now, I want you guys to look. This was the Asahi round. I used to put in the bottom of my coffee cup. And I clean this up. That way I always have a ounce of silver with me. But I always figure that coffee's acidic, so it's got to be eating away at that silver. And if you will look real close at the edge of this right here, see how that's starting to get eaten away a little bit? That was a perfect Asahi round when I put it in there. So the coffee's doing something to it. See right there? So the coffee is doing something to it. It looks like it's starting right up here too. Looks like it's starting up there, but if it would focus on that, it might help. Yeah, there you go. See right along the edge, right down there by the O in 1 ounce. Up over here by my middle finger with the scar on, by that knuckle. It, I think maybe, and see this on the back side of it right there. It kind of looks to me like it was working its magic there too a little bit. But I can't see how it hurts. I can't see how that hurts at all. I just took it. I took it out to wash everything. I washed my cup. I washed the coin. Throw it back in there when I get done. But I think it's working. And that's exactly why I put it in there, Lisa or Melissa. Because Lisa, I thought that coffee being acidic would actually eat some of this silver away, and I would drink it and get the health benefits from it. I don't know. It's a thought. Whether it works or not, I don't know. But it looks like it's working. It looks like it's working. Yep, when I make my new coffee, it'll go in there. Well, Lisa, did you finally get a notification or what? I just decided to come up and open up those two envelopes because I didn't see anybody up. Lisa, I'll show you what we got. Mad Stacker sent me a little Jesus. Another one. I got another one. And I did actually win a maple leaf. I know I don't win much, but when I do, it's Canadian, of course. It's a 2015 Canadian. And it's in pretty good shape for a 2015. So he didn't have too much else I wanted, but those two are nice. And then I got a nice rock. It's not from Mad, but there it goes. It's not from Mad. Who else has rocks? Not a bad looking rock either. Almost look like petroglyphs on it. And then I did get a one of the brand new quarters. One of the brand new quarters. One I didn't have. And this is a Philadelphia, but I need a Denver of this one also. One of the 5 designs for this year. And like I said, I have one of the other designs. Both of these are the same, but one's a P and one's a D. So we got that. And then what else did I have in there? Oh, yes. Yes, you'll like this. You will like this. I got currency. I'm not a big currency collector, but if I win it, it's fine. Hey, look at this. Bank of Indonesia. There's 25, and I think they're bots. I'm not sure. Come on. There's a 5. Look at the backside. Isn't that cool? The 25 is a little different. Not much, but a little. I like this one a lot, the 5. And then I got a 1 also. Now the 1's kind of cool too, because that back shows up a lot better, I think. And then look what I got from Mozambique. I got 100 something bill. I'm not sure 100 what, but and a silver certificate, a 57 silver certificate. Oh, it's been well loved, but you know what? I'll take it. I kind of like it. You know, if I can get it out from behind this sticker here, there, that's better. Nice bill, I think. That was all in one package. That was nice. Except the stuff from Matt, of course. Now I have to start, I got to find somebody who collects currency from all over the world. And so I can send them some. I thought that was kind of neat stuff. And that was a gaw. So, gaw and a duck race. And of course, my dancing Jesus. But yeah, cool. Cool stuff. And the rock goes up with my other polished rocks up here. I got a small collection up there. Small collection up by my Durbin bells. And I guess, hey, Doug, I guess Block is done for a while. Taking the summer off, probably. Be back at it in the fall. Joe Durbin has been in and out of the hospital. He's had quite a time. And I had about a 45-minute conversation with his wife, and it's more severe than you think it is. It's not just he got a cold or he got pneumonia. No, he's had have some operation and stuff taken out. So Muscle Shell has no Durbin bells. Why not? They're available. You can actually email Joe and tell him you want to buy one. You probably get it cheaper than what you can get them at the auction. But it is good to see Joe and Diane back doing auction. I was worried about him there for a while. And he's still not 100%. I'm telling you that right now. There are still staples. So, and then that comes at a time when she's just getting over having that broken leg. Yeah. When it rains, it pours, right? So on the 30th of this month, I have to go see my doctor. I tried to get this through the VA. Hey, freaking awesome. How you doing, buddy? Curtis, are you leaving? Where'd he go? Uh-oh. My eyes are getting heavy. There it is. All right. Good night, Curtis. Thank you, bud. What the hell was I saying? Oh, my eyes are getting heavy. I'm getting tired, man. It's actually about 10 o'clock, so quarter to 10. Well, yeah. I went to bed at 12:30 last night, which is early for me. And I didn't get up until 9 o'clock this morning. So, and I'm still tired. Still tired. Oh. I really don't know what some of you guys put these special little symbols in chat, and I have no idea what the hell they mean. None whatsoever. None whatsoever. But we are doing this. This year, and you know who I got this from? Copenhagen. American Tobacco Company sent that to me, along with coupons, of course. But I'm glad. I said hi to B1 like I used to do everybody. And he freaked out. Why would he freak out? Top secret, secret. Yeah. I should. Uh, Maybe when stuff slows down, I'll do some panning videos and put panning videos up. Right now, what I'm doing is just collecting pay dirts. And I think I've got my pay dirts from everybody. I want to. Oh, I'm in a Donegal for what do we got? Three quarters of a gram now. Might be up to a gram. I don't know. Bag of pay dirt. I took a couple chances on that, but I got 2 bags from Troubled One. Plus, I had a bag sitting there from Troubled One yet to do. I got a couple bags from B&B, Bob Pay Dirt, and they're laying there. I got a 3-gram bag from Gold Nugget Sales. That's laying there. Oh, I got another one from B&B. That was a Halloween. It's a jug of pay dirt. I haven't looked at that. When's Halloween? October, November? I haven't done that one yet either. The Gold Nugget Sales has been there the longest, I think. But I would not. Oh, I got one from John Wolf sitting there too. I bought from MLGB, and then the other one I got from John Wolf was pretty good. It's supposed to be a quarter or a 0.15, and I got more. Had to go through it a couple times, but there's some little shit in there. But noise, where? You got noise here? Oh, you want to see what I got back from Angry Warrior? Sent me back my my shell. I got my shell back, so I can go to the neighbors. I asked him if he wanted to keep it for a while, if you had anybody else that wanted to pour a 30 millimeter, but he said nah. So he sent that one back to me. So I can take it back down to my neighbors and give it to him because that's where it come from. But you know how much silver this took to pour this? It took about 88 ounces. So now I got 30 millimeter. And Ginger's pouring my 20 millimeter. And Ginger poured my 50. And if I get a 40 millimeter, I want a 40 millimeter grenade like you put in a 203 or a M79 blue tube. I want a 40 millimeter shell that goes in there. and then I'll be happy. Then I will be happy. And I don't know. Maybe some of you guys know, maybe you don't. But I make knives in my spare time. I'm not a real. I'm not going to be making a knife like this anytime soon. But yeah, I can make something like that. This is the one I made for my stepdad. He had the steel. It was a industrial hacksaw blade out of the Oliver Tractor Factory down in Charles City, Iowa. So I made the knife for him. But the only thing I didn't do on here that I could have done was put a brass bolster right here. That's about the only thing I didn't do that I could have done. But here that one is compared to this Yarborough in size. Here it is compared to the Magnum Tanto. That Magnum Tanto is only 3 inches longer than this blade right here. And this one thinner. A lot thinner. I want you to look and see how much thinner that is. Now you have to remember, this was a hacksaw blade. So I thought I did a pretty good job on that one. But then when my mom died and my stepdad sold the farm and all the belongings, personal, he gave stuff back to the kids. And so I got the knife back. But it's a good memory of the Oliver Tractor Factory down in Charles City, Iowa. But hey, yes, went out of business. Well, actually, they got bought out by White Farm Equipment, and they making white tractors for a while, and then they had White sold to a corporate raider that took the retirement fund to reinvest back into the company, and of course it went broke, and they took the money. Blah blah blah. But what'd you have for dinner, Furwood? Sorry I didn't get there earlier for your stream, but I was working my ass off. When you were talking about wood, I was just explaining wood to these guys a little while ago. I had 2 piles of oak logs, big piles, like 30, 40 logs in each pile, end to end. I got 1 pile done, cleaned up, and in the shed, split in the shed. And I was working on the other pile. I was down to 6 logs on the bottom. I have to pick up out of the mud yet, out of the dirt, and get them cut the length, and then I can split. I've been splitting wood. I'm splitting, and hauling wood and stacking it in the shed. And I split like a third of that wagon today and hauled the wagon up there, unloaded that sumbitch, and stacked about a third of it. The rest of it's just piled in there. But then my brother called yesterday and said, hey, we're redoing this park up here at Otranto. And the guys that subcontracted to do the trees came in and took the logs, but they left everything that's not going to make a saw log. Okay. So you got a lot of tops and crooked branches and smaller stuff. I mean, I got some stuff that's pretty good size yet, but there's some cherry in there. There is some a little oak in there, but mostly black walnut. And so I hauled one, and like I say, he's on a little mini excavator, a track. It's got a bucket with a claw on, so you can grab stuff and put it on my trailer. I was 16-foot car trailer, heavy duty, double axle, and he loaded that bugger up, and we binded her down. I brought her home, and I cut that all up because when he puts it on, I don't have anything to take it off with, so I have to cut it up on the trailer into length and then toss them off on a pile. So cut, toss, until the trailer's empty. So I got one done yesterday and went back over for another load. And I started doing that and I quit because I was tired. And notice I got a low tire on the trailer. Well, I was going to do some of that today, but I got to doing this other stuff and didn't get started on that. So tomorrow, Sunday, I will be out there cutting on those logs and dumping them off my trailer. And so I got another great big pile of other wood there now, as well as the oak that I've got cut laying there to split. But I got to start splitting wood again. But the thing is, he's probably got 2 more trailer loads of stuff at the park that I can pick up. So am I going to leave him push that shit up on a pile and burn it for nothing? No, I'm not, because it's hardwood. So I'm going to go up. I'll take as much hardwood as he's got, and we'll get it off the trailer one way or the other, make a pile, and we'll keep working at it. Yes, it did make me laugh. And it looked like I was holding a tomahawk in that one hand, but it wasn't. It was that piece of wood that I was pinging the 10-ounce maple leaf bar with. And I dropped the bar. Yes, it did make me laugh. I know what the context was, but I don't think anybody else knows what the context was. But it still is funny. Ah, funny stuff. Funny stuff. Yeah, I guess I can be funny at times, huh? Gosh, that's nuts. That's nuts. Well, the other night we tried selling some stuff, or the other day, and we got one sale done, completed, and then the power company guy came, so I had to abruptly end the stream. But I got that guy's. He sent me PayPal, and I sent out his stuff. What is yesterday or the day before, and so we got that done. But I got more other stuff to sell down here. But we'll try that again one of these days. And Jenna said she wanted to bin my Mark Twain cigar box. And this was the box that I usually kept all of my little personal notes in from you guys. It's a little personal note in a package. I keep them all. You guys don't believe it, but now I have 2 cigar boxes that I have to keep them in. I have this Macanudo box that I got full. I can't even get the lid closed all the way on this. That's so full. I got to put a rubber band on it. And then I got this one here, the Dominicana box. And even that one's starting to get full. That's where all of the stuff that's long. But that's the longest box I got. So even that one's full. So maybe now I got a use for all these cigar boxes. And these are all Deadwood tobacco, except for the Macanudo and the. You know what? Those Mark Twains were actually a pretty good cigar. What were the ones I tried here lately? Was that Cuba? I forget. I think it was another Deadwood, but it was another sweetish cigar, which I didn't really care for. They didn't stay lit very well, so I won't get those anymore. But I will have to go and up to the tobacco shop up at Mona, and I'll probably do that Monday and see what he's got for cigars and see if I can order a box of Pure Evils. I like those cigars. Little thin. I'd like to have them a little bit bigger, but and don't uh, don't give me any suspicion points about how big around I like my cigars. I like a certain size cigar sticking in my mouth. So no suspicion points there, okay? I just prefer a certain size cigar. Hi Jack, how are you, buddy? I'm gonna go have to make a cup of coffee here pretty quick. So what do you guys think? Nothing going on tonight, is there? I wonder how that WWP meeting went, or if they're having it now. I think they had to wait till everybody got off work, didn't they? $1 Million Meg, especially her, get off work and angry. I don't envy Pedro at all. Well, for Pedro, I don't envy him at all. Trying to coordinate all of those presenters be like herding cats, I would think. He has to work around everybody's work schedules, kids' schedules, sleep schedules. Because even Steve looking for silver, he was getting a little goofy last night. George Burns would have been a good cigar too, I think. I wonder who made his. You know, I was actually I watched a video on Churchill, Winston Churchill, and the cigars he smoked. Oh, it was on Cigar Channel, one of my cigar channels, and the cigars he smoked and who made them for him, and he got them custom made from. You can still buy the same cigar today that Churchill smoked, and he would not have anybody else's cigar, and he had them custom made for him and custom ordered. I thought it was a very interesting video. Saturday. Yeah. What you mean gambling, buddy? What you mean gambling? There's no gambling at the WWP auction. Now there's gambling if you're racing like on MLZB's channel or Steve Looking for Silver channel when they're doing races, and then you can donate to WWP or get on this list or that list. But yeah, okay, so there's gambling there. But when it comes to the actual auction on the 3rd, 4th, and 5th of July, there's no gambling. It's just an auction. That's it. Yeah. Yeah, I understand, Fervent. And hey, freaking awesome. Do you know who made the cigars for George Burns? Do you have any idea? I don't know. And if you look at the box and see what it says on there, it says I go to heaven for the climate and I go to hell for the company. Mark Twain was Samuel Clemens was quite the character. Quite the character. So I have to find a cardboard box big enough to ship this to Jenna because she binned the box. And you look at that. Product of Honduras. Now everybody thinks Nicaraguan tobacco is the best tobacco, but I'll tell you what, Nicaragua, Costa Rica, I don't see so much out of El Salvador, but I have seen some. All of them are fairly decent cigars. Yeah, you can donate straight to WWP. Yeah. Like Lisa said, Lisa knows better than I do. Well, he was a good writer. I will tell you that. He could tell a story. But you know, somebody else, there are some other great storytellers on the webs right now. Hey, do you guys ever, or do you subscribe to the Y files? The WHY file, the Y files? There is a good storyteller there and does his research. Um, who else is a good storyteller I've seen recently? There are some good ones, man. Sam Grabowski made the Vigors product. Really? And there's a powwow next weekend in Cherokee. I don't think I'm driving to North Carolina for it, but I like powwows. And I miss that forever. I swear to God, when it's this nice out, I got to be working outside. Yeah, and you know the thing is, like Steve looking for silver donated a coin to me the other night because, and I have one already. I mean, I have a couple of them, and I even gave one to $1 Million Bag. You know that coin with the beaver on sitting up. I was trying to win that beaver, and I put it in chat all night long, and I couldn't win this, and I couldn't win that. And at the end of the night, Steve just gave it to me. And I told Steve, you don't have to do that because I'm just making uh, fun. I'm trying to be humorous and, you know, keep everybody in chat laughing and whatever. But no, I appreciate what you do and all. Don't have to do that. I understand that you want to, and that's fine, but you don't have to. I'm just trying to get everybody to laugh. That's what I'm trying to do. He found a token in there. All weekend, go and meet up with Spray Can. All right. Is that the first time you met him, Jack? Or did you guys get together occasionally? See, it's like here in Iowa, man, it's just hard to. I guess I could drive over to see AG. I could drive down to see Ginger, but Ginger's like fucking 3 hour drive. AG would be like maybe an hour or so, hour and a half. And actually, Wilfred Pedro is only maybe an hour and a quarter north of me, Minnesota. 2 years ago, you met. Okay, cool. Yeah, THS, that's it, man. I try not to because military humor sometimes is not the same thing as civilian humor, and I have to sometimes I'll write a comment and I'll think about it and I have to delete it because it wouldn't be taken the right way. So I have to watch. I have to watch what I say. I have to watch what I say. But it's still humorous. It'd be humorous to another military guy, but if you haven't been in the military, then maybe not so much. Yeah, a lot of times translation is lost in the text because it nuances of your voice, facial expression, all of that, and yeah. So there's something to be said for actually talking to people face to face rather than just chatting on a keyboard. Just saying. Oh yeah, I construction humor, oil field humor. Yeah, there's a one lady on the internet. She's Canadian, but she's living in Texas right now. She's working. She works in the oil industry, and she deals with roughnecks all the time. And her language is spot on for military. I'm not so sure it'd be spot on for civilians. Construction guys could handle it, but or loggers could handle it. But Taja Sakic, Tanya Sakic. Last name is Cekic, Sakic. Anyway, she's Canadian, and she immigrated to Canada from Serbia. So and she's a white gal, white European, and when people talk to her about racism, this or Islamophobia, that, oh man, she will unleash on you. Dogs want out, let them out. I'm hoping Mary comes up here with Siobhan. Siobhan is her dog, and she's here for the weekend. Mary is my middle daughter, and Siobhan is her little. Her face looks like a toy American Terrier, but her body is a rat terrier, all kind of terrier, but good sized dog. 20, let's see, 26 pounder, 27 pounder. Long legs, though, like a rat terrier, but her body is shaped more like a racing dog, like a greyhound or a what's the one Egyptian dog? Can't think of it. Can't think of the breed, but yeah, large, deep chest, and then up into the rear end, the guts thin out. Real muscular little dog. She'd be a hell of a hunter if she lived here, but she doesn't live here. She lives in town, so she's not a hunter. Although she has come here and killed a couple of baby rabbits last year. And right now, the little bunnies are running around out in the grass. So if you let her out, she might go find a couple more of them, which is okay with me because I got plenty of goddamn rabbits around here. The little ones and the big ones. The big ones, the one they call deer, white-tailed deer. They are nothing more than a large rabbit. That's what they are. They're a large rabbit. And I was hoping Siobhan would come up, but she hasn't come up yet. So she's staying downstairs. I said, well, I'm going online. Then they leave. Why? Nobody wants to be famous, I guess. You guys have seen Pfeiffer, the pit bull. We just had a stream. What was it? Last week? Yeah, last week. When Pfeiffer was here, I was babysitting Pfeiffer, a pit bull. Actually, I have a picture of her laid out on the floor in classic dog style. Paws forward, head down, the back legs splayed out, tail right in the middle. Yeah, it's a great picture. A rabbit, really? Yeah. What? Oh, yeah. I know what you're saying. Okay. Why is my okay? I don't know. This thing does stupid stuff at times. No, you know that stick for that is in that clip that you got? I let Pfeiffer was bothering me, so I was online, and so I gave her this stick. It was laying on my table. So now the dogs get to play with it. So now the dogs get to play with it. I'll just have to make another one. That's all. Anyway, if you don't know anything about pit bulls, they like to chew on shit. Well, I'll find another stick. That's not a big deal. That was just a broom handle, is all it was. And I sanded it down and oiled it, and because I was using it for a tool for a shotgun tube. I was sanding out the inside of it, so I had to have it the right size so I could wrap sandpaper around it, and I was sanding out the inside of the tube because it was a wrong, just slightly a wrong size. So yeah, you got a video of the stick pre-Pfeiffer. Yeah, that dog. You know anything about pit bulls? Pit bulls like to take things with their and bounce things off their nose. Just try and get it to move. Try and get it to move. You know, like I said this the other day. See that otter there and how that's mounted? It's just sitting on that table, but she'll go over to it and bump bump it, push it up with her nose. And I gotta tell her, nope, leave that alone, leave that alone. She leaves it alone, but she's trying to make it move so it'll move so she can chase it. And she does that to a lot of things. I don't know what it is about pit bulls, but they like to use their nose like a pig does. They rut on stuff. Move, move. And see, that's what she does with my cat too. My cat is not afraid of dogs, and so she'll just lay down. When hey, vote for Hadro. The meeting was good. 550 donations. Holy crap! That's going to be a long 3 days. Long 3 days. Muscle yell. Oh no, vote for Pedro's here. I think AG, Iowa, and Pedro are about the same distance from me. Pedro's like an hour and a half north, and AG's probably an hour and a half over to the south and west of me. So a mop head for Wendy? No. I got other handles. Not a big deal. Good. I'm glad the meeting went great. 550 donations. And I'm proud to say that I have a couple, two, three, four of them in there. So, lightning round auction, yeah. You better be on your toes. I want to see. Spreadsheet so that I know what I'm after or what days it comes up about what time. Because there are certain things that I'm after. Uh-oh. Certain things that MLZB is after. I know that. I know that for a fact because he said, and I try to keep what I want to myself because I know as soon as I say it, somebody else is going to want it. So, a bull mastiff, yeah. Yeah, you got to give any dog respect. I don't give a shit what kind of dog it is, but um, yeah, you don't pet the dog unless you ask the owner, is it okay to pet? You ask the owner. You don't just blindly go up to a dog and pet it. Like people will be parked at the gas station, run inside to get something real quick, and their dog will be in the back seat or front seat, whatever, with the windows rolled down. Now, this time of year, the dog won't jump out, but would you go over and stick your hand in there and pet it? No, you don't do that. You just don't do that. When I was in Philadelphia for my daughter's wedding, we went into this big supermarket that's a big block covered market, and outside, and it's covered, and there's a traffic lane goes through it at the end of the block. There was a couple sitting outside, and they had a pit bull, nice looking pit bull, down at the table. And pit bull looks at you. You know, you come out the door, and they're sitting right there, and the pit bull looks at you. Pit bulls always, they got their eye on you. They know. And I started a conversation because there was a older black gentleman out there, blues singer, playing and panhandling, of course. And I asked a couple. I said, "Is it okay to pet your dog? Is the dog okay?" "Oh yeah, go ahead. Yeah, it's fine." And you know what? Nice dog, nice dog, nice dog. Had a real good time talking to him about my daughter's dog, about their dog, and what they liked, and how about this blues singer? He's pretty damn good, ain't he? And had a good conversation. So always ask, always ask. His name is Mac. All right. Well, I don't know how Rose, that'd be my youngest daughter, Rose, how she came up with the name Pfeiffer for a girl dog, but it was a pound dog. So she got it from the local shelter, but I don't know if that was her name then or not. I don't know. Pfeiffer is just and she did a DNA test on it. And I'll tell you how stupid DNA tests are. The DNA test come back on the pit bull as 50% pit bull and 50% Staffordshire Terrier, American Staffordshire Terrier. There is no such thing. The only reason they have that name is because pit bull was too concerning to some people, and so they wouldn't register it. So the American Kennel Club said, well, we call it a different name. We'll just call it American Staffordshire Terrier because Great Britain has a Staffordshire Terrier, and the pit bull is part Staffordshire Terrier. Well, yes, it is. It's a combination of bulldog and Staffordshire Terrier and another dog in there, and then it's a pit bull because it was bred to pit bulls and bears. They put it in a pit with the bull and the bear or bear. That's why it was called a pit bull. But they needed a name so it could be registered with the American Kennel Club. And so they came up with American Staffordshire Terrier, but they're exactly the same thing. So how is it 50% pit bull and 50% pit bull? That makes no sense. Big farts. Ooh. Good thing I can't smell. Oh yeah. Yeah, you're right, Pedro. I got a pair up the road from me a mile. And if they're out of the house, I swear to God, I'm going to kill one of them one of these days with a pickup. Because they come shooting out, and they're just little dogs too. They come shooting out of there without a care in the world. Without a care in the world. And I can only imagine with your legs being exposed on a motorcycle, and you have to go a little slow some places. You know, if you're going fast by a dog, not a big deal. But unless they're in the way and you have to hit them. But you know, if they're just chasing after something, you know, if you were going slower, would they grab a foot? Would they grab a leg? Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I wasn't when I was young and used to ride motorcycle. We had a 175 Kawasaki dirt bike. Used to ride around. I never had a big bike. My daughter's got the big bike. I don't. Um, she's got her Harley, and actually, she got two. Yeah, she got two. I don't know where the other one's at. I saw one in the garage. I don't know where the other one's at. I wonder if she's got a storage facility or not. I don't know. I'll have to ask her about that. Because I thought she kept her original bike. I don't know. I'll have to ask her about that. But yeah, she rides her all over the place. So I I don't think I would like to ride motorcycle anymore. You want to know why? It's just because in the last 10 to 12, 10 years, I've seen a marked decline in the ability of people driving. And I don't know if that's because of social media and people on their phones all the time or what it is. But people just don't pay attention to their fucking driving anymore. I don't know if they're not taught how to drive properly or what, but gee, many Christmas. I've seen some stupid people. They shouldn't be driving, but they are. I'm going to have to go get some coffee, you guys. So you're going to have to watch something until I get back. So you're going to have to watch Mark Twain until I get back. It ain't going to take that long. It's called instant coffee for a reason. Oh. Oh. All right. We're done. See, that didn't take long at all, did it? Did it? Come on, admit it. You guys enjoyed seeing uh, Mark Twain's picture there for the last 30 seconds that it took me to make a cup of coffee. I get Cafe Bustelo or whatever it is from Dollar General. It's actually pretty good coffee. Instant, hot water out of the tap. There you go. Yeah, I know. I know where there's a three-wheeler. It has like 100 and some miles on it, and the guy's selling it, and it's been shedded its entire life. He's not riding it anymore. I think he wants 8,000 for it. And I'm thinking, you know what? A three-wheeler? Do I really want another registration and tax? And it'd be nice. You know how many bikes I got out here in the shed? Because I go around junking sometimes. I'll pick up grills and metal and, just junk. 77, he rides a trike. Yeah, and there's a trike sitting over here. My friend has it sitting in the shed, and he's getting too old to ride. His wife's got health problems, and he'd like to sell it. I said I'd ask, but yeah, nice bike. What the hell is Can-Am? I think it's Can-Am. I forget what size it is, but I don't have it anymore. He told me at one time. I forgot. I could ask him, but yeah, see, I don't live in town. I live on gravel. So it's a mile on gravel for me. Closest hard ball is a mile north of me. So I'd have at least a mile up the highway and a mile back. And do I really want another registration and loan and what? No, I don't. So I decided against that. If I was going to get anything new or used for me to use around here, I'd have a used 4x4. One of the bigger ones with a little box on the back. A 2 or a 4-seater. 2-seater would be nice. I could get by with a 2-seater. Just to ride around the trails, go down the woods, down the river, and that kind of stuff. No busy roads. Oh, that's a good thing. At 77, he might be a little slow, might make a wrong decision. Yeah. So, yeah, I think your town probably half as big as Osage is. Yeah, it might be. Yeah, they might have 4,000 people. I don't know. I'd have to. I would have to actually. I would actually have to look at that. Let's just see. Let's see. According to Google, it's 3,500. 3,500. So 2,500. We're a little bit bigger than you, but how many traffic lights you got? We actually have 3 in town. I don't know. That was a big thing back when I was a kid. Was Honda dirt bikes. Yeah, I don't know. My stepdad bought a Kawasaki, and he just wanted it. He just wanted to ride down to the farm, which is about I don't know, about a half mile away, half to 3/4 of a mile away. Um, that's where he was farming 160, 180 down there. Would have been his dad's place. And we moved up the road 3/4 of a mile. He bought that 10 acres there with the house on. So he'd have to ride down, and he didn't want to ride in a pickup or a tractor down there. So he'd take the dirt bike down. And that way he could go out on the driveways and check crops. Roundabouts. Oh, Jesus Christ. Well, roundabouts are good for normal traffic, but they're not good for semis. And in our town, we're right on Highway 218, which is a major route north and south. So we got semis going through town all the time. And there is no way. And they even had to expand Main Street from 2 to 4 lanes just to accommodate the truck traffic. It certainly wasn't because of the traffic from the normal population. A 2-lane road would have done just as well, but not for semi-traffic, especially to make the turn. To go from south to north, you have to make a left-hand turn, or from north to south, a left-hand turn to follow 218. If you're going north, you have to make a right-hand turn. And still they're over in the other lane a lot of times. Oh, we got crime, but it's just petty shit. No curbs, huh? Well, that would help. I don't know. Roundabouts tend to slow traffic down because a lot of people just don't know how to drive a roundabout. I can tell you that. Where I used to go up in Wisconsin, skydiving, they have roundabouts up there too, in a couple different places on the exits. So I'm used to driving in a roundabout. My daughter down in Waterloo, there's roundabouts all over the place down there too. So it's not like we don't know how to drive roundabouts, but a lot of people do not. And I don't know why, if it's because normal intersections with lights are just too much of a thing or what. Maybe they're cheaper. I don't know. Oh, I'll bet, JJ. Oh, yeah, I'll bet. Real fun to concrete. Probably wouldn't be too bad if they were just using blacktop. But if they're doing concrete, it'd be real fun to set up forms and shit for it. Yeah, I can imagine. I can imagine. Circular forms. You would think somebody'd be making those now. We could pin them together just like forms for a basement wall, but forms that are prefab. I don't know, maybe. Just a thought, but they all had concrete. Yeah, oh, of course. I was gonna say probably doing a roundabout with asphalt probably wouldn't be too bad. But with concrete, yeah, that'd be a bitch to pour. All right, we'll see you, Pedro. I think we're gonna probably call her quits tonight too, because we've been on for a couple hours. So we got a lot of shit talked about. Got a couple things unpackaged and looked at. So I think that'll be it for tonight. What do you guys think? I think so. I think so. I think we did enough. I think we did enough damage for one evening. All right. We'll see you guys later. Peace out, man.